Attendees at the annual American Conservative Political Action Conference in the U.S. are giving mixed responses to the Iran war. Despite calls for unity from organizers, there was heavy debate on day 2 of the event between older attendees and younger conservatives. CPAC is a yearly gathering of conservative activists, influencers, and right-wing figures in the U.S. It's usually held in Washington, D.C., but organizers decided to move this year's edition to the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. And the prospect of a prolonged war in Iran is not at all in line with Donald Trump's America First agenda and his promise to be a no-wars president. So how is the war in the Middle East viewed by his supporters at the convention in Texas? Have a listen.
There are a lot of younger people here, and younger millennials and Gen Z folks who don't want to go into Iran. They recognize, and I recognize this as well, that we're going to be the ones to bear the burden.
Now, granted, Venezuela, that was a clean operation, in and out, no casualties. But, I know there's like rumors or whatnot that we could be sending troops over to Iran, and that, to me, that'd be full betrayal.
When I heard they were going into that area, I thought it might be a long, drawn-out thing. I'm really hoping that it cleans up fast.
We put all of our trust in President Trump.
Trust me, this president knows what he's doing.
I do, however, believe that President Trump has evaluated the information carefully.
I think he's doing a fantastic job. He hasn't deployed a great amount of ground troops, and he's doing it like it should be done. We have the technology. It's fantastic as to what he's displayed with our military.
Our correspondent Benjamin Alvarez has been covering CPAC for us. Ben, how big a cloud is Trump's war in Iran casting over the convention?
It is, and the war in Iran is very present here at this conference center. Many Iranian flags, many hats, MEGA, Make Iran Great Again, in reference to the slogan that brought President Trump back to the White House. And also, it's a topic that has been discussed during many panel discussions. It was just on main stage where Richard Grenell, the former U.S. ambassador to Germany, referred to the situation as messy right now, but with benefits in long term, quite similar to what we just heard there from some attendees, acknowledging how difficult the situation is right now, this tension, also this fear that the situation will get worse. But at least to those who are we talking to here, the people, his MAGA base, they are convinced that it was the right move and that will bring benefit to the U.S. and to its people in the long term.
Now, Benjamin, the last convention was essentially a victory lap for Trump and his camp only a month after his second inauguration. How do his supporters feel about him a year later?
President Trump has been at CPAC for the last 10 years. This is the first time that he is not coming. Many of his supporters wanted to see him here because for the president and for the White House, CPAC is so important, not just to the connections on a national level, but also on an international level with international guests that are here also among the speakers, several former European leaders as well, from Asia that come here. And I mean, CPAC is something that has been exported, this conference, to other places, to other countries, to Hungary, to Mexico. So many wanted to see President Trump here, but they understand and they say that he is very busy with the war in Iran, and that's also what organizers are saying, that he's very busy and therefore cannot attend the conference this year as he used to, at least during the last 10 years.
But it's not just him, is it? CPAC is billed as the world's oldest and largest conservative gathering, but looking through the list of speakers, there's no real heavyweight or, in fact, anyone with even the last name Trump. What is going on there?
That's right, and that is quite remarkable. I'd say comparing this CPAC to other CPACs that we attended in DC, it's a different energy. I'd say lower energy, several empty seats, even in the front row on the main stage, some cabinet positions, some members of the cabinet of President Trump have been confirmed to speak here. One of them, the Secretary of Health, Robert Kennedy Jr., but indeed not many high-ranking officials of the Trump administration here in this crucial year. It's crucial not only for Democrats but also for Republicans, as we have not only the midterm elections in November, but we also have very important elections coming up here in Texas. So while people understand that he's not here, they would, of course, like to see him or at least some high-ranking members of his cabinet.
Now, the fact that the mood is different, the guests are less high profile, what does that tell us about the shape the GOP is in at this moment in time?
So I think it's important to make a differentiation between those who attend here, that is basically his core MAGA base that has been following him, that is usually on his side even when it comes to criticism. So it's hard to go from here, but we expected to have more of the attendees also on the first day. Many, as I mentioned, are Iranian Americans who are waiting for Reza Pahlavi, who will speak here soon. They want President Trump to take more action, but also when we look, for example, at Latinos for Trump. I remember at the last CPAC we had not only several heads of state, heads of government, we had President Milei from Argentina, President Nayib Bukele from El Salvador, but also many of their supporters attending CPAC. And as neither Milei nor Bukele are attending here, we also see a few number of those Latino voters that hailed President Trump's immigration policies, and that's also something interesting. We only heard it a couple of times during the CPAC when Tom Homan, the border czar, spoke, Greg Bovino, also the former head of the Border Patrol, but that was a topic that was very present during the last CPAC and played basically a minor role during this year's conference here in Texas.
Benjamin Alvarez, thank you so much for your coverage.